Hi there. I don't know about you, but whenever I reap something from my garden that I actually plant, I am so happy and excited. Now here on my little cutting board, you can see my pigeon peas, my first pigeon peas harvest. So while I shell them, I'll talk to you. All right. I told you guys about 2 weeks ago the story about the pigeon peas. My mom told me to plant at least two pigeon peas, at least two peas tree. Plant at least two peas tree, Myrtle. All you need is two peas tree. And for years she's been telling me about these two peas tree. Well, I do love pigeon peas. Don't necessarily like shelling them, but I like them in my soup. I like them in the rice. I just love pigeon peas. Okay. I even like them just stew. So I decided to go ahead and listen to her and plant my pigeon peas. So I finally have my first harvest. I got 16 pods. There are about 6 or 8 more pods on the tree and lots of blossoms. So I will reap those when they get more full. Now, growing up as a child, when we shell pigeon peas, we actually used to eat maybe just as much as we shell. Once they're green or they're small like these, oh, we just eat them. We don't wait for them to be cooked. We just put them straight into our mouth and eat them. Lovely. Okay? Well, I'm going to continue shelling these. That's just so you can see that pigeon peas can be eaten right off the tree. Now you get lots of protein from these. The good part about peas is that you can cook them green, or you can wait until they dry and then shell them. That way you can preserve them for a very long time. Right? You can even put them in the fridge or the freezer. If they're green, you can put them in the freezer and then use them months down the road, and they'll be just as fresh. They'll be green and nice and fresh. Okay, just like the day when you shell them. So I'm just loving my little pigeon peas here. Almost finished. I have 2, 4, 6, 7 more to shell. I don't even know what I'm going to do with these when I'm finished, but I probably might throw them in a pot of something I'm cooking. So let's talk about depression. While I'm doing this, that'll be about maybe a 5-minute talk or so. Let's talk about depression. A lot of people suffer from just being down, things not going the way you want. You may have a debt in the family. You may just be loaded with bills. Your friends deserted you. Your husband probably cheat on you, or your wife. I should say your spouse. And for whatever reason, you don't seem to be able to shake it right away. Well, there's some foods that you actually can take or eat or use to help you bounce back from that feeling sad and down and lonely state. I'm going to name off maybe about 5 or so of those foods right now and give you a starter. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a full presentation showing you some other things that you can do and probably some other recipes. So there we have our shells. what am I going to do with these shells? I'm not going to throw them away. I don't know if you've ever heard of bokashi. That's fermenting kitchen scraps. So these are my scraps from the kitchen. And I'm going to put it in my compost to feed back to the garden. This has lots of nutrients in there. And you can feed them back to your plants. Feed them back to your soil to give your soil nutrients. So go look up my video on bokashi, fermenting kitchen scraps, and you'll learn how to make the bokashi, how to make the bokashi bran, how to ferment the kitchen scraps, and how to get good soil back from this. Okay, so the 5 foods that I promised you that would help with depression. 1, walnuts. 2, flaxseed. 3, chia seeds. 4, what's another item we can use? Some bell peppers that has some vitamin B6 in there. And another nut would be the walnut. You can also use some seeds beside the chia and the flax, some sunflower seeds. Okay, so there you go. I have more than 5. I'm going to come back with some visual for you guys later in reference to depression and what you can do. So here I go. This is my first yield of my Pigeon peas. Loving it, loving it. They look all lovely and no worms or weevils, which is pretty good. So there you are. Blessings on my 2 peas tree. Thank you, Mommy.